Today we're going to talk about 6 tools and tips that you can take into Twitter as a digital missionary to be most effective. Hey heroes, my name is Tom Pounder and this is the Digital in 5 show. This is the show where I take 5 minutes to talk about digital tools or trends that are happening around the world and apply it into our ministry context. And today we're going to talk about Twitter and how you can be most effective on Twitter. Now listen, we're not going to talk about how Twitter can be this beautiful train wreck that I like to reference it to be, of just chaos and niceness to it. We're going to just talk about how you can be most effective and how you can engage people and stay out of controversy of sorts so that you can be most effective as a digital missionary, because I truly do believe that Twitter is a great place for digital missionaries, and I've included a link on that blog post that I have a while back. But I want to encourage you, Twitter is a great place to be a digital missionary. It's just how you use it. And so today I'm going to give you some tips and tools on how to be most effective there. And the first one is to utilize the search Twitter function. Now, I've talked about how hashtags are really popular and really important as a digital missionary to find out what people are talking about, but also the search Twitter function is as well. When you click it on the mobile device or on the desktop, you can see some trending hashtags, but also what other people are talking about. So you can become engaged in those conversations that are already happening. See, in Twitter, you don't want to just start conversations. You want to get into the conversations that people are already engaged in and start offering insight and encouragement and hope in there. So utilize the search Twitter function to find out what people are talking about. That can help you get started. Now, the second thing to do is to start following people and start commenting on their stuff. Okay, again, not just brands, because brands tend to be just operated by other people and there's not as much personal connection that you can have than if you're following people. So as you're utilizing the search Twitter function, and if there's someone who makes a comment or replies to something that you find insightful or want to encourage in some way, start following that person and then start engaging with them by offering them encouragement through comments. So you can like their stuff, or you can just offer them encouragement with maybe a Bible verse, or if someone's asking for a prayer request, you can give a prayer for that person. But start following actual people and engaging with them and see how those friendships develop. I've started a ton of friendships in my Twitter time, all because I started following people and started commenting on them. So I want to encourage you to start following people and comment on their stuff. Another tool that you can use is the scheduling button on the Twitter desktop. It's not on Twitter mobile as we're doing this video, but on the desktop it is. And I want to encourage you to utilize the scheduling button on Twitter because, you know, while you want to comment on things in real time, sometimes you want to get some information out to people and you don't want to forget about it. And that's why scheduling it on the desktop is a great way to do that. And again, you can utilize the native Twitter stuff within Twitter to optimize it. Again, if you use Hootsuite or another scheduling platform, you can't utilize some of the native stuff that is within Twitter that you'll miss when you schedule somewhere else. So schedule it on Twitter and see how it can help you reach more people with the message that you're trying to create. All right, so if you're tracking along now, this is the fourth tip or tool, but this one is one that I really feel like is really important for me. It's just to be positive and stay out of controversies. Again, Twitter is this beautiful train wreck. There's lots of controversies, lots of craziness that are going on there. Stay out of that. You know, you don't need to get into every political discussion. I would say you don't need to get into any political discussion. Jesus says, love God, love other people. Let that love and the positivity that comes out of that love impact your mission. You don't need to be commenting and be mean-spirited or getting involved in all the controversies. You don't want to be known for your controversies. You want to be known for God's love and God's love for other people. So demonstrate that on Twitter whenever you post or whenever you comment and whatever you like. The fifth thing is to simply share Jesus. And again, I've talked about tips and tools, but I haven't talked about sharing Jesus. The reality is that you're on there to share about the love of Jesus and the impact that he's had on your life and the lives of other people. So share about Jesus. Don't be afraid to share about Jesus. Share Bible verses. Share video devotionals. You can share video devotionals natively on Twitter, and I would encourage you to do that. Share testimonies that other people have. Share Christian quotes. Whatever you can do to share Jesus on Twitter, I would encourage you to do it. It doesn't need to be every single post that you make, but I want to encourage you, don't just interact with people on Twitter and not share about Jesus. Definitely share about Jesus when you're on Twitter. And then last thing is to ignore the trolls. The reality is no matter how positive you are, you're going to interact with trolls. I have on numerous occasions, and the reality is that I choose not to dig into that controversy, kind of like what I talked about earlier. I haven't dug into the controversy. I've really just tried to love God and love other people and be respectful to other people, even if they're mean spirited to me. Remember, Jesus says, turn the other cheek. And so that's what I try to do with trolls. I don't try to engage with them very often. Sometimes I'll say something, but I try to be positive, not negative. And then as they get more and more negative, I just stay out of it and step out of it. And I just pray for that person. So ignore the trolls. You're going to encounter them. It happens more on Twitter than I think any other platform that I've seen. So just ignore the trolls and just be positive and share about Jesus. So those were the 6 tips and tools that I feel like can help you be very effective on Twitter as a digital missionary, but I know there's more. So definitely share it in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter at @TA Pounder. I would love to carry this conversation on a little bit more because I know there's more tips and tools that you can use on Twitter. I would love to know what they are. So definitely share them with me. All right, here's well. Thanks so much for being with me on this Digital M5 show. As always, if you enjoy this, you can subscribe to it. It's on YouTube, it's on iTunes and Spotify. You can find this on the Digital Bootcamp Facebook group as well. I would love for you to check this out, or you can check out my website, tompounder.com. There I've got all my content along with coaching and cohorts that we have going on as well. All right, heroes, well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and until next time, have a great one.